So something that I've noticed recently that I'm trying to come to terms with is that often when I'm tired, other people find my tired behavior offensive or inappropriate or just unacceptable in general. Um, and I think that's because when I'm tired, I power down. I stop doing a lot of the things that I would usually put energy into to make myself seem more normal or to make myself fit in easier or follow the crowd more, or basically just copy everyone else around me so that they don't notice my behavior. But when I'm tired, I just can't keep up those little things. I don't just mean regular tired, right? I tend to push myself to the limit. And so when I say tired, I mean I am at my limit and I've got no more to give. And this is recharge time now because you're not getting any more out of me, unfortunately. So when I say offensive behavior, right, I'm not talking about big things. I'm talking about not talking as much, or not making eye contact, or putting my head down on the table, or closing my eyes, or not responding adequately to someone's emotions. All right, really, really little things that seem to have a really big effect on the people around me. And to try and explain why that is, it's just because I'm overloaded, right? I've already been overloaded by everything, and I'm not accepting new information. It's a little bit like you've got a bucket and it's full of sand and you keep pouring more sand in. It's just not going to go in. So my lack of reaction is often interpreted as not caring or inconsiderate or rude or all of these things. But really, it's just I just don't have the energy for that. An example of this, I was out with friends a little while back, and I'd had a really big day. It was a really fun day, but it was a really big day. I was peaceful, I was happy, I was just tired, right? I thought everything was fine until out of nowhere, suddenly I'm being shouted at and I'm being told that my behavior is inappropriate and I'm making people feel uncomfortable and I should leave and all of this really extreme stuff. And, my poor overloaded brain is going, sorry, what? What? I thought I was just lying here. I thought everything was fine. And unfortunately, my lack of reaction made the situation worse. And yeah, so anyway, I've written that example out in more detail in my written blog called Offensive Behaviour When I'm Tired or something like that. To contrast that with a positive example, I went to my grandmother's place for Mother's Day earlier this year, and I'd had an absolutely massive week. And from my point of view, my contribution was showing up, right? I had absolutely nothing to give socially, and I was sitting a lot of the time. I would close my eyes. I would be listening to conversation. I would only really respond if people spoke to me directly. But it was fine, and I was accepted, and no one complained that I was tired. Like, imagine that when you think about it. Telling someone off because they're tired and that they came out to your social event anyway. It's like, I could have stayed home. I might have rathered to stay home. Actually, I wouldn't. The ironic thing is that when I'm tired, I crave other people. I want to relax by sitting around other people and not having to do anything. I can listen in on conversations. I can respond if and when I feel like it. That's actually really relaxing for me. The only problem or consideration is how other people feel about my behavior when I'm tired. So if you join the dots on that, right, the reason I'm tired a lot of the time is because I spend so much of my energy normally modifying my behavior in all of these tiny little ways to make sure that it's appropriate to others and other people don't get offended by how I would behave if they weren't around, for example. So it's a bit of a catch-22 because I really like people, but I don't always have the energy to do what other people want me to do so that I can be around other people, which is why I really appreciate the handful of friends I have where they just accept me for who I am in that sense, and I don't need to constantly act in any specific way for them to be happy for me to be around them. And that's really relaxing, and that's why I appreciate it so much. Unfortunately, those friends are a little bit hard to find. So, well, maybe not unfortunately, because it makes it more special, I suppose, the ones that I do have. So anyway, that's the paradox of being tired for me. I'm still trying to find better ways of dealing with that. I guess I'll finish by saying a massive thank you to everyone who does accept me in that state. I can't tell you how much that means. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you another time.